Trigger warning, the Taliban is establishing a new culture in Afghanistan and why they're looking to take part in what's coming in the future. Good morning and welcome to the Shielded Prepper. This channel's committed to information that's interesting to a prepared mind that'll open your eyes and allow you to see how you can shield your family in the months and years and the changing economies to come. I enjoy finding prepared focus articles that increase my understanding of how I can protect my family and provide for my family, like yours. There's a great quote that says, what we focus on expands. And if we focus on preparedness, that expands. If we focus on money, that expands. If we focus on our family, that expands. Right now, I desire and I'm asking the Lord to give me a focus of preparedness and things to see that if I project out with you, that we will win together. That's what's happening right now. And this article out of the Wall Street Journal talking about the Taliban is really eye-opening. So if we look past, if we authentically look past and allow the triggers to be set aside as to how evil the Taliban has been in the crazy human conditions that are going on. Yet even in and amongst these conditions, they have a vision to reestablish Afghanistan. They have children like you have children, like I have children. They have families like we have. They have friends and relatives. They live there. The powers that be, regardless of who we believe them to be, they are looking to establish a better life for their families and their future. It's just how it is. That's what's happening right now. Regardless of all of the political atrocities and human atrocities, the Taliban, they're people like us, and they're working with a crazy hand that's been dealt in that country. Yet just listen to the undertone. Aside from all of the atrocities, listen to what they're saying because there's truth behind some of it. Taliban proves to be a formidable tax collector and puts the squeeze on Afghanistan and Afghan people. So in Kabul, the former political ruling group was highly corrupt, and they're still probably highly corrupt. Yet there has been some significant shifts since the Taliban have been in power there. It says for decades, more than two, plural, maybe 20, 30, 40 years. Most businesses, not all, most, more than 50%, in Kabul's busy Madawi market got by without paying their taxes at all. That changed when the Taliban took over. Now, not most businesses, now it says every shop is ponying up, and they have become vigilant and very serious, and the taxes have gone up. So all the money that these shopkeepers have kind of squirreled away for their later years or their savings is now being collected back in the government. Mr. Asmati ran his shop through the wars of the previous past 40 years in Afghanistan. And he had to close and shutter his business after 40 years to go drive a taxi because his hat shop couldn't sustain the quadrupling of taxes. And he said this, he goes, we are now safe and have good security, but this weak economy is much worse than war. They preferred being at war and battling amongst themselves than now having one in charge and the taxes are just crushing. We are creating a culture of tax paying in spite of all our problems, said Mr. Narundi, I can't say his last name, the Taliban commerce minister. It takes effort and hardship to move a country towards self-reliance. Stop. It takes effort and hardship. It takes both a lot of work and a lot of heartache to move a country towards self-reliance. Where is the United States right now? How self-reliant is the average family, race aside, income level aside? How are they able to sustain this? Are we self-sufficient at all? How many out of 100 families? Let's call families. Let's call these groups, not communities, self-reliant and self-sufficient families. If that percentage is super low, and they're saying it takes effort and hardship to move a country towards self-reliance. Some will sustain losses, and the person or shopkeeper who makes it will enjoy many benefits in the future. That's the truth. That is the truth. If we can prepare, now let's apply that here. Remember, 92% of the people there are really in poverty, or they're in food insecurity. 92%. That is uncomfortable to know that many are facing famine. Afghanistan is at the tip of the iceberg of what's coming, because not only what's happening in the globe, what's happening in that community in that country is really going to be uncomfortable to watch some of these nations walk through this global power shift. They're looking to reestablish themselves to pay culture of tax. So as business comes in, the Taliban has opened up the borders and they're allowing business and products and exchange to be easier without having to bribe multiple checkpoints to get your products in and out of that country before. While the United States was there, it was completely corrupt then. So what's better? Having somebody that puts a country through a lot of effort and hardship to reestablish themselves as self-sufficient so they can care for themselves and be their own country and not have to be so reliant on all the U.S. aid, which I think was like 75%. They're changing it for themselves because they know that the economy that's coming in the future with these BRICS nations and the alignments that's happening in the Middle East, Afghanistan would like to be part of it. We have to look at these changing events in the world and say, okay, these are the extremes. The United States isn't there right now and probably won't be. I really would like to say that the United States more than likely is not going to go that direction, yet we don't know. That's why we prepare. That's why we listen to these things and see these things, and we open our eyes and say, okay, if it's like that there, what should we be doing here? That if we did it here, it's going to make everything else easier or not as important, so that we can enjoy the benefits in the future of effort and hardship. Hardship right now for them and hardship right now for us are two different things. What you consider hardship and what I consider hardship may be two different things. Right now, they're suffering. 92% are in massive food insecurity and famine's right on the line. And they're charging everybody, and they're looking to reestablish this government. Yet here, hardship and effort means that you have to cut back and pull back and sell and clear out all of the distraction. Clear the distraction out of your life. Prepare like you will be the one that'll make it through, and you will enjoy the many benefits. This is going to happen in Afghanistan at a completely different level, and it's going to happen here. Prepare. Start today. If you're not on top of it, start with what you can do today. Don't wait. If we have weeks, it's a blessing. Months, maybe. Yet, it's better to be 10 years early than one day late. Have a great day, guys. Talk to you soon.